Hey there, everybody. Welcome back to Higurashi When They Cry. This is our Watanagashi chapter. This should be episode 5 of our series. We're on our next chapter, so yes, please. Alright, so let's continue. Not a lot has happened yet. We have met Shion, but I think the Cotton Drifting Festival should be up soon. That's usually when things start to snowball. I knew we wouldn't be doing any club activities after school today before Mion said anything. I've been invited over by Shion for an all-you-can-eat dessert. I made a point of leaving my lunch half my lunch uneaten. My expectations would only be rivaled by my own hunger. A dessert party? How wonderful. Guess it was obvious. Reina had questioned me with a happy look. That's right. Why don't I invite Reina for dessert as well? Now, if I recall correctly, Shion said something about having a ticket. At worst, the restaurant might be admission by ticket only today. Oh, so we're doing, she gave us a ticket to this dessert tasting competition, I think it was? Yeah. If that was the case, then Reina would be turned away at the door, would result in the worst feeling ever. Is it cute? Is it cute? It's very cute. Cute? I wonder what Reina would think of the uniforms at Angel Mort. They'd definitely be a critical hit. Probably. Probably pretty cute. I'm jelly. We got someone on the inside. I don't know if I would call it a family restaurant. They keep calling it a family restaurant. The girls there are very scantily clad. I guess you can consider like Hooters to be technically a family restaurant too. I don't know what I'm saying. Never mind. Forget it. Mion explained once again what Shion explained to me last night. I guess they're pretty valuable. Hearing that story, I felt even more appreciative of the ticket that Shion had procured for me. I just thought I was lucky to be able to eat dessert for free, but turned out the ticket was much more valuable. The number of things I had to thank Shion for had increased again. I whispered in a voice only Mion could hear. That was how I conveyed my feelings. Mion looked at me for a moment before she tilted her head to the side and smiled confusedly. Oh, because Keiichi still thinks that Shion and Mion are two different people. It'd be a problem if he says something to me right now. That smile seemed to be telling me as much. Guess Mion wouldn't be accepting any gratitude while she was Mion. I'll go to the restaurant. Today I'll thank Mion while she's Shion. Mion waved her hand energetically as she left. She's elated or something. Yeah, we noticed that before too when she was getting like all flirty with us. She'd been acting a little bit strange lately. Reina was pretty sharp when it came to these types of things. To me, Mion seemed the same as always, but Reina apparently felt something different. Reina's skirt fluttered as she spun around with a coy smile. I was obviously weaseling my way out of the question, but I wasn't lying. Honestly, I didn't really know what was going on. Why did Shion, a persona of Mion that she created, appear before me? Something was blatantly up, but Reina paid it no heed. I
じゃあ何なんだろうね。でもみーちゃんが機嫌いいとレナも嬉しいよ。 Huh? うん。 Oh, そうなのか? いや、みんなで話してたと。当選くじを当てて次のデザート食べ放題を狙うの。 Hmm. うん。 そうなのか? いや、みんなで聞いた話だと当選くじを当てて次のデザート食べ放題を狙うの。
She's elated or something. Maybe Mion has the hots for us too. Maybe it's like a sister thing. We gonna make a Sonozaki sandwich. Yuck. Ew. I regretted that as soon as that came out of my mouth. I'm sorry. Blech. Saying that, she spread her arms wide and spun around happily. I didn't know why, but Reina was in a really good mood. So infectious that I had to smile too. Even the chirping of the cicadas seemed joyful. Reina abruptly stopped spinning. Her expression had returned to a more somber one. I thought she just said that she was elated. She's been in a lot of pain? Pain that Reina was talking about wasn't physical. One of the things I love about this game is it goes from being like so cutesy and joyful to all of a sudden talking about like festering wounds. That's pretty neat. I like that about this. Don't do us like that, Reina. That's messed up. Reina spun around and she laughed innocently. Eventually, she appeared to get sick, stumbling as she steadied herself with her hand against the wall. Projectile vomiting everywhere. So why was she crying? You were about to tell us a secret. Alenda dips his shoulder to lean on. Me stumbling around like a newborn foal at this age is actually quite a feat. Reina, in a good mood, only babbled incoherently after that. I laughed as I responded to and chided her. However, the chance to revisit that heavy topic Reina had brought up before never arrived. Interesting. Why was Mion crying? And why is Reina not going to tell us? Now she's definitely not getting that dessert ticket from us. I thought about it. I was like, maybe you'll get to eat dessert for us. No, not anymore. Banished. As soon as I got home, I tossed aside my school bag and changed in a hurry. The effects of only having a light lunch were starting to show, as my stomach began to let out fickle growls. Alright, let's go to Angel Mort. Time to face the land of endless dessert. Preparations for battle are complete. Tally-ho! I think that would be gross, endless dessert. I get so tired of it. I used to work in a bakery. Now I like things like cake and sweets. Like, I can't have too many of them because it's just too much. Angel Mort had a decidedly different feel to it compared to yesterday. Dessert festa today, admittance by reservation only. Nonetheless, the front of the store was being swarmed by over a dozen young men. Judging by how they were looking upwards in jealousy instead of entering the store, they weren't invitees. Why would they gather here if they knew they couldn't get in? I found out the answer when I passed through the crowd and began to climb the steps to enter the restaurant. Get away from me, man. Nameless dude. As soon as I said that, I was immediately mobbed. It was like being in the middle of a football scrum on a crowded train. What is going on? The reason was this. It wasn't just one ticket per person. One ticket could let up to 4 people inside. Uplifting smile, I turned and ignored them. When I did, their arms all reached out at once, like the souls of the damned seeking succor. Get away from me, Otaku! What selfish people. This was the only reason they were crowded in front of that restaurant. Dozens of wretched arms reached out to me like teeth on a giant rake and grasped at the air. I was already climbing the stairs to the entrance. Something to joke about. I flew up the rest of the stairs and threw myself inside the restaurant. Get your paws off me. It's like I'd entered a different world. I hope they're not wearing like even skimpier clothes. Miserable throng of the damned hurled curses at me from the other side of the glass door. But inside of this completely soundproofed and air-conditioned restaurant, With the angelic smile of a waitress to welcome me, they were nothing more than a refreshing piece of scenery. I knew that I shouldn't laugh, but I began to let out a sinister cackle.
本日はデザートフェスタにつき、チケットのお客様のみの貸し切りになっております。チケットとご方面をお伺いしてもよろしいでしょうか。
チケットはないけど、名簿に名前があると思います。前原です。
前原。あった。失礼ですが、フルネームでお伺いしてよろしいですか。
圭一です。前原圭一。
大変失礼いたしました。特別招待の前原圭一様ですね。お席へご案内いたします。どうぞこちらへ。
It was very nice of Shion to invite us to this dessert buffet. The mood inside the room was incredibly heated. The booths were packed to the brim. Men in their prime were stuffing their faces with dainty desserts that didn't suit them at all. It was a rather unnerving spectacle. Soon after I was shown to my seat, Shion arrived.
いらっしゃいませ。ようこそエンジェルモートへ。
よーしよ。今日は本当にありがとうな。世話になりに来たぜ。
ちょっと遅かったから心配しました。でも来てくれて嬉しいです。
Well, we were mobbed outside by a bunch of pervs. Sorry we're late. Maybe because the other customers were around that her tone was less casual, but she still kept off that welcome with her usual brilliant smile.
見ての通り、今日はお客さんがすっごいんで、定時に抜けさせてもらえるかちょっと自信がないんです。私の仕事が終わるまでのんびりしててくださいね。終わったら一緒に遊びに行きましょうね。
Don't you wink at me and say that to me, Shion. Don't you tell this dirty boy you want to go play somewhere. Keiichi will take that and he'll run with it. Whispering just that last part into my ear, Shion winked and returned to the kitchen. Maybe it was because of the mood in the restaurant was so heated, but Shion seemed a bit bolder. Even a small change in her mannerisms was enough to set my heart aflutter. When I'm done with my shift, why don't you come dick me in the Denny's parking lot? Shion. Flirty girl. Sorry to keep you waiting. While I was overwhelmed by the atmosphere inside the restaurant, orders from the new summer menu were carried out one after another. Every single one was extravagantly huge. I get it. You can eat all these amazing things for free. No wonder a ticket was worth its weight in gold. Top of all that, it was plenty delicious. From dishes with a general appeal to the insane ones aimed at a specific audience, there were absolutely no gaps in the repertoire.
どう考えても一人で食う量じゃないかもしれないな。まあ、それは置いておいて。
Didn't feel relaxing in here at all. Probably because the fervor inside the restaurant was clearly abnormal. All the other booth seats were crammed with groups of 4. Sleazy men were gorging like pigs on cutely decorated desserts. And it wouldn't have been a surprise if they started licking the plates. It was more than a little unsettling. It piqued my interest, so I started listening in on their conversation, and what things I heard. Like gross things, gross men things.
僕ですか。当選チケットは秘密ルートから7万で購入したっつ。
職場には親戚の葬式でと言ったにゃりんよ。エンジェルは制服が最高にゃり。
The uniforms here are the greatest. Yuck.
水とかズボンにこぼしてフキフキとかしてくれないかにゃ。
I am getting so angry right now. I wonder if the waitress would wipe it for me if I spilled some water on my pants? Right, meow? What is wrong with you, grown man? Ugh. Ugh.
大手フィギュアメーカーが商品化を決めたそうであります。発売日は要チェックなのであります。しかし、大人買いするには種類が多すぎるのでごわすな。普通のファミレス制服のフィギュアなら10種類程度でごわすのに。今度のは
The secret set with different poses?
ざっと100種類。ダブった時は誰かトレードしてもらいたいでおじゃる。ファンとしては即日コントは義務。いや、君と僕とのデスティニーでおじゃるよ。
This is destiny. Sick. You're a bunch of sickos. Words spilling out of their mouths were pretty much all incomprehensible jargon. But they still keenly conveyed that hidden behind them was an invisible aura of abnormality. Yuck. Tropical cinnamon love affair.
あ、いえ、なんかこう、今日の店内は雰囲気が違うなと。
Yeah, it's because there's a bunch of gross men in there.
うちのお店、まあ
I mean, I guess any publicity, any word of mouth is good, right? Even if it's from like a bunch of gross otakus. Waitress informed me quietly with a wry smile.
なんかお客の人たちも血走っててハイエナみたいですよね。今日のお客さんのほとんどはかなり遠方から無理してきてるみたいです。そういう方々って羽目を外しやすいんでちょっと怖いんです。ちゃんとガードを固めておかないと大変なんですから。
What did you mean by keep your guard up? That moment, a large crash resounded through the room. Turned around, startled, to see that a waitress had fallen down and spilled the order she was carrying right onto a customer. Wait, isn't that Shion? Oh no, Shion!
すみませんでした。そのお召し物は
なんてことするにゃり。もうジーンズ専門店で1800円もしたズボンが生クリームでベトベトにゃりよ。
Oh my god. They're all sticky with frosting? What the hell is that? Thank you, Keiichi. For somebody who was just met with disaster, he seems awfully happy. We'll have to wipey it up from the bottom of her heart? No. Conversation slightly veered off in an odd direction. Don't you touch that man, Shion. Hey, what did he say? Wipey. Did he want Shion to wipe him down? Right over that obviously aberrant tent he had pitched over his crotch? Come on. Oh my god.
でも
Please don't touch his boner.
私
Please walk away. Wipey chant spread quickly throughout the room. Totally cornered, Shion went pale. She looked over to a more experienced waitress for help, but was only met with a head shaking out of pity. Yeah, oh, so she was tripped. Mm-hmm.
足を引っ掛けてだって？じゃあ今のあれも事故じゃなくて恋？
メインの女の子は十分気をつけてますから絶対ああはならないんですけど、園崎さんは短期バイトだからまだガードが甘くて今日のお客様たちにも早々に見破られちゃったみたいで。
Poor Shion.
あんな感じで絡まれてるんです。
That's so messed up.
店長とかは何やってんだよ。あんな不良な客は追い出せ。
Yeah, let the manager come and clean up his boner. We're in the service industry, so there's not much we can do about it. She laughed as she said that in a resigned tone. No, you waitresses don't take that. Just because you're wearing skimpy outfits doesn't mean you have to touch boners. Shion trembled uncontrollably with a dishcloth in her hand as she turned bright red. The man who had been doused in frosting splayed out on the bench, putting the cream-covered tent over his crotch on full display. Still mentally unprepared, her trembling hand inched forward, goaded on by onlookers. No wipey. Absolutely not no wipey. From my male point of view, it might have been a ridiculous spectacle I could just smile wryly at, but from a woman's point of view, this was obviously pure humiliation. Grab his boner and rip it off. I was trapped by those thugs and had been paralyzed with fear. Shion fearlessly stood up to them and saved me. Still, as humiliating as it was, Shion was also partly to blame for this, and wouldn't know her life was at stake, right? Even these guys, they were just going to jeer at her in a bit of a lewd situation. It's not like they were going to eat Shion alive or anything. It'd be hard if I just consoled her afterwards. No, we'll go up, and we'll clean the boner off. I'm no stranger to this. We'll get up, we'll go clean off a boner. Even I was scared. Yeah? When I, a man, was being assailed by 3 thugs while paralyzed with fear, Shion saved me without a second thought. Let's go clean off the boner. Come on, Keiichi. What about now? These sleazy, filthy degenerates were trying to pin the blame on Shion. This time our roles were reversed. Hey, Keiichi Maibara. If you don't save her now, when will you be able to repay the debt you owe her? You scared, Keiichi Maibara? At that time, Shion, no, Mion, didn't even show a hint of hesitation. Then what about now? I'm not hesitating. Then what? If you're not hesitating, then why aren't you helping her?
やかましいぞ重量オーバー。俺の目が黒いうちに出て失せろ。
I grasped Shion's shoulder firmly and pulled her behind me.
ケイちゃん。
そのスタッフが世のオズボに粗相したのでござるよ。
お仕置きが必要なのは男なら能書き吐くな。腕で物を言ってみろ。
Are we gonna beat his ass? Thud, smash. My body was lifted in the air like nothing. I was thrown right back into my own seat. This guy is strong? No matter how you look at it, athletic and this Lordo aren't even the same area code.
オタクは意外にマイナーな武道を得得していることが多いでござるから、見ると大変でござるよ。
Man smirked, showing off his gum line.
ケイちゃん。大丈夫？
Damn it. How lame must I look right now?
シオンは足を引っ掛けられたんだろ。向こうが悪いんだから突き上がらせることなんかないぞ。
そうだけど、でもやっぱり悪いのは。
No, it's not your fault. If he tripped you, don't clean his boner.
もう一度だ。行くぞ。
Let's do it. Snap, thud, crash.
これくらいでへこたれるゲイジ様だと思うなよ。もう一度だ。
I think we need like a weapon or something. Pick up a steak knife off the table, a dessert spoon, and we'll scoop his eyes out. Whack, snap, thunk.
地ほどにもないでござるよ。
まだ。
I'm not done yet. Rise, my will to fight. Whoa. Not just running, I planted every one of my steps firmly as I closed the distance to the lard ball. Each time I ripped my foot off the floor, I could feel my burning spirit flare up from the point of impact. And everything slowed down like I was walking underwater. As I stepped forward in that viscous flow of time, I calmly measured the gap between us. With our difference in height, reach was my ultimate advantage. There was an ever so tiny distance between us where only my punch would be able to reach. I unleashed my iron fist of righteous anger, but it flew towards his face slowly like I was punching underwater. Reacting to that, with a smirk on his face, the fatso easily slipped inside of my punch. I hadn't realized it until now, but in this mired time, I was able to observe his baffling counterattack with almost painful clarity. His arm slowly swung around in a large windmill motion, wrapped around my whiffled punch, and descended in an arc. That arm swung around like the arms of a clock, and came into contact with my head, twisting my upper body around. Dragging my head along, he followed through with another rotation. This time he rotated his entire body like a top, followed by another rotation. Combining defense and offense, it was a brilliant counter. That's right, 3 times. I was thrown after 3 rotations, I think. In this viscous region of time, I was unable to struggle, and I could only wait dumbstruck until the moment I was thrown. The moment I was, that sluggish temporal anomaly abruptly ended. Crash.
修行が足りないでござるよ。ヤングメン。
Young man. I was loath to admit it, but against somebody trained in martial arts, I couldn't win through force of will alone. Just take a wet cloth or something and just wipe the boner. If you wipe the boner, you don't have to fight him. My consciousness faded in a wave of dizziness. When I came to, I was lying down in my own seat. So we got our ass kicked.
怪我しなくてよかったですね。
More experienced waitress from behind wiped the sweat from my brow with a towel. While she was doing that, a red-faced and teary-eyed Shion trudged over.
大丈夫ですか？私なんかのために。
俺こそ役に立たなくて、俺喧嘩って勝ったことないし。
Never won a fight before. No shit. No shit, Keiichi.
私のために助けに来てくれただけで嬉しかったです。本当ですよ。それだけでも今日はケイちゃんに来てもらえてよかったかなって。
As she said that, she stuck her tongue out teasingly. She wiped off the whipped cream with the washcloth she was holding in her hands.
園崎さん、R 入ってもいいですよ。あと 1,2 時間でしょ。あ、いいんです。バイトとはいえお給料もらってる身ですから、時間内はちゃんと働きたいんです。だから本当お気遣いなく。
So I guess she had to clean off the boner. Couldn't even put up a brave front. I never even think for a second that Mion could be that weak. This was Shion, and she had been harassed by some unreasonable riffraff. That was reality.
ケイちゃんは気にしないでデザートいっぱい食べててくださいね。一通り食べ終わったらアンケートを書いてもらいますので、じゃあ私ホールに戻りますね。
Okay. After some consoling words and a sympathetic smile to Shion, the other waitress started to head back to work. That's where I stopped her.
すいません、ウェイトレスさん。電話借りたいんですけど。
電話ですか？レジ横にございますよ。ご案内いたします。
I pulled a 10 yen coin from my wallet. Wasn't about saving face. My being a worthless coward was an unchangeable fact, but I could just cry myself to sleep about that later tonight. Now is not the time for tears. I had to fight.
確かチケット1枚で4人まで OK なんですよね。あと3人呼んでもいいんですよね。
Oh, we're gonna call some friends?
ええ、そうですけど、一応名簿に書きますので、お名前を伺ってもよろしいですか？
Who are we calling? Turned around and glared at the greasy hooligan who subjected Shion to that humiliation. There are 3 things that aren't working in your favor today, punk. First is that I owe Shion. Second is that I'm a man who's not afraid to throw away his pride to win. And the third is that we're the most powerful club members in history. Oh, so we're going to call Reina, Rika, and Satoko, and they're going to
名簿には
beat these guys up?
それから北条聡子、フルで理科で。
かしこまりました。受けたまわります。
I'm not sure how that's going to help. I mean, I guess we'll see. One of the best and most powerful club members joined the fray. Although Reina is surprisingly strong. They can bring down 1,000 foes. You fat asses. Prepare to meet your maker.
いいお店だね。制服かいい。
Oh, she's so happy. Cute.
しかもデザートまでおごってもらえるなんて僕は大感激なのです。
ああ、好きなだけ食ってくれ。俺の分なんか気にするな。
ケイチさん、茶番は結構でございますよ。要件に入ってほしいですわ。
Mion is going to be pissed when she finds out we didn't invite her. Reina and Rika-chan put down their forks when Sadako broached the subject. After looking at them for a few moments, I pressed my forehead firmly into the table.
頼む。俺の不甲斐なさを笑ってもいい。力を貸してくれ。
Three of them seemed surprised by the sudden turn of events, but nevertheless listened to what I had to say without making fun of my unusual behavior.
どうしたのかな？何があったんだろう。
That guy with the whipped cream boater kicked our ass.
実はミオンの妹のシオンがこの店でバイト中なんだ。
話に聞いてたみーちゃんの妹さんだね。ひょっとしてあれかな？あれかな？似てるね似てるね。似てるも何も髪を下ろしただけの本人ではありませんの？
I didn't know what to say.
ケイイチがシオンだと言うからシオンなのですよ。
Oh, so none of them have met Shion either. This is the first time for everybody. Okay.
こんなにうる二つになるもんなんですの？一卵性ソーセージって言ってね。
Monozygotic twins.
本当にそっくりの
Yeah,
双子って
identical.
こともあるんだって。
Reina gave the most plausible explanation, so everybody else was convinced.
納得してもらえたかな。それで本題だ。
I recounted everything that had just happened. How Shion was targeted, how she was antagonized by the customers, and the humiliation that was forced upon her. She had to clean up the cream boner. Also how incredibly pathetic I was. I included everything without trying to hide it.
それはひどいね。しーちゃんかわいそう。しかしそれを助けられないなんてみっともないにも程がありますわよ。
それについては返す言葉がない。
さとこちゃん、負けを認めて助けを求めるのってとっても難しいことなの。
Yeah, I brought you here for free dessert, Sadako.
変なプ
Shut
ライ
up.
ドなんかよりしーちゃんを助けることを選んだんだよ。ふん、情けないですこと。
Reina's follow-up stung a bit, but I can only be thankful that she understood. Satoko was calling me all sorts of names, but there were no malign intentions behind her words.
で、僕たちは何をするですか?
Her voice was monotone, but there was a hint of resolve in her words. I replied to Rika-chan's suggestive silence in kind with my own quiet resolve.
そんなところだと思ってましたわ。圭一さん一人には少々荷が重すぎます。
So let's see. So Satoko's gonna set traps. Rika's gonna distract them by doing like something cutesy. And Reina's just gonna beat the shit out of him because she's surprisingly strong for her small stature.
当然だよ、圭一君。私たちは誰がいじめられても助ける
Yeah.
よ。
Let's go, club members. Remember when I was cornered by those thugs? What Shion had said about the strong feeling of solidarity in Hinamizawa really began to hit home. However, Keiichi Maibara, now is not the time to get choked up with tears of gratitude. Now is the time to fight.
妻恩に切る。
一人で頑張ったけど、歯が立たなくてかわいそうです。
Thanks, Rika. Rika-chan gently patted my head for me. Thank you. Now I feel so much better. There's no mindless pity in the palm of her hand. It was overflowing with a strong, dependable feeling of leave the rest to us.
もろもろの都合によりミオンは参戦できないので、作戦内容はシオンの護衛と敵勢力の殲滅。
Shion's defense and the extermination of the enemy's combat capability.
で誰かな?
Sorry, I recorded Deathmark earlier today, so like this is just a lot of talking for me today. I keep getting tongue-tied. Who's the enemy? A lot of them.
現時刻以降、シオンにちょっかいを出そうとする全個人、当選規定はなし。報酬は今食ったデザート。質問はあるか?
Everybody had already entered a club mode, their eyes peering at the riffraff, clamoring around inside the restaurant like predators stalking their prey from the darkness. Rika-chan held up her
な
hand.
んだい、リカちゃん。
手加減は必要ですか?
Do we? I love Rika. Rika is absolutely amazing. Do we have to show mercy? No, you do not. Do not be merciful.
決まってますわ。ミオさんの妹に狼藉を働く輩に手加減なんか不要ですか?
Do we have to show mercy? Oh, fun.
いいんですね、圭一。
Rika-chan was serious. She was really ready to pretty much murder someone. I'm counting on you, Rika-chan.
全責任は俺、前原圭一が取る。蹴散らしてやれ。
Rout them!
よーし。レナも頑張るぞ。
妻、よろしく頼む。
圭一さん、そんなに力まなくても大丈夫ですわよ。まあ、ご覧あそばせ。圭一さんがそのパフェを食べ終わる頃にはお掃除は終わって
We'll
ましたよ。
finish cleaning up too. Get him, Sadako. Set those
では
traps.
みんな、頑張りましょうですよ。ファイト、おーです。
Yay! Kill all those disgusting otaku men. Thus, the most powerful warband the world had ever known, trained by Mion, began to move. I was the oldest, the only boy, and behaved like a leader. But when you consider our club activities, I was by far the most junior member. Individually, everyone besides me had terrifying combat capabilities. If all of them combined their strengths to protect Shion, couldn't even imagine. I was probably about to witness something terrible and awe-inspiring. The horror!
園崎さん、7番テーブルにデラックスパフェを5つお願いします。あ、はい。
Shion carried the order to the tables. For Shion to carry all 5 parfaits without wobbling took so much effort that she didn't have the breathing room to pay attention to her feet.
どうしよう、また来たでござるよ。
Don't do it.
今度はミーのおズボンにぶっかけさせて一層念入りに吹き吹きしてもらうにょり。
Wipey wipey, that's so gross. Same wipey wipey scheme that had occurred just a short time earlier. This time another one of them was trying out for himself. The very depravity of these men was itself a full-out attack.
圭一よりレナへ。5、6番テーブル付近で待ち伏せだ。レナ、聞こえてるか?
お店
Do,
の
do we have a walkie-talkie or we're just talking to her?
おむ
So cute! She had in the game, Reina. Shion, her bottom swaying while carrying the parfaits, was being chased by an equally swaying Reina. She was supposed to be escorting Shion, but Reina was instead transfixed by the back of her uniform. From a normal person's point of view, it was probably like having a fox guard a hen house. When it comes to Reina, things are different.
怪異状態。シンクロ率 120%。
I'm excited to see what happens. Cute mode, 120% synchronization. We've won.
あの状態のレナさんには地球上のどんな物理法則も通用しませんわ。
Shion's legs, unsteady and defenseless, were being targeted by those sleazebags.
今でござるよ同志
世界の輝ける明星にして偉大なる総統
Hail, Mind Fuhrer? What kind of otakus are we talking about here? What is your fandom exactly? Explain. Shining Lucifer of the Harumi Mecha. A leg snaked out to trip Shion's defenseless feet. Egads, 3 of them at once. Tap, tap, tap. As they carry their bloodied feet, their stumps. Oh god, it happened in an instant. Three fools writhed in pain as their legs bent at unnatural angles. What is this madness? The bone is sticking through the skin. Cute. Reina teetered into view and gave them a warning.
おいたはダメだよ。メンだよ、メン。
No means
レナ
no.
がお持ち帰りするから、メン。
この小
What's
娘
with that strange technique?
神妙な技を
There's so much blood. Human scum clutched at their bruised ankles as they passed out.
さすがはレナさん。いつ見ても恐ろしいキレですわね。
ああ、絶対
It's
的
an
な
unbreakable barrier. Mess them up, Reina.
以内で行われるシオンへのあらゆる攻撃をレナは完全なカウンターで粉砕する。
Shion was making her rounds to the restaurant. There were people here and there collapsing with welts on their hands or legs.
はうレナより圭一君ね。もうしーちゃんにちょっかい出す人はいないよ。
I've taken all of their limbs.
だからもうお持ち帰り。
Cute! I'm going to make a necklace out of toes and fingers.
ケイチを出ない。ご苦労だった。引き続き護衛を続けてくれ。それからお持ち帰りは不可。
Permission to take home denied.
お持ち帰りは不可。
That's kidnapping, Reina. Don't kidnap the girl. Just keep her safe.
見てるだけだよ。見てるだけ。はう
Guess just looking is fine. Wouldn't prevent her from guarding Shion, so I guess it's okay. Anyways, thanks to this, I knew who had tried to mess with Shion. Anybody who was clutching at their arm or leg while they were writhing in agony was basically branded by their bruises.
現時刻をもって敵勢力識別を
Ah, step 2. Now we going for the kill.
次のフェーズへ移行する。ケイチよりサトコへ。そっちはどうなってる？
さとこですわよ。どうなってるとはひどい言い方でございますわね。ケイチさん、私を誰だと思っておいでですの？
Satoko was in the kitchen. She had spread open a sketch of the restaurant on the counter, replete with order chits and their destinations, and was now sorting through the freshly made desserts.
ちょっと、さっきから何をしてるの？まあまあ、その崎さ、いいからいいから、彼女に任せておいて。それよりもこのオーダー、全部一度に行くからお願いね。
The veteran waitress was briskly directing her juniors as the trays went out one after another. All the desserts that had passed through Satoko's hands were delivered at once.
分かってるだろうが、手をつけるなよ。
Don't touch them.
自分の身が大事なんだ。
At least if you value your life. Were they poisoned?
わかってるけど。
Enjoy your arsenic cake. So they were all incredibly cute looking desserts. They were all works of art that you could enjoy eating before, that you could enjoy even before taking your first bite. However, since Sadako had meddled with them, they were nothing more than an unpredictable danger. Blissfully ignorant of that fact were the men now stuffing their faces. Almost right away, they realized that something was wrong.
サトコ、何を混ぜた？塩やタバスコってわけじゃないだろう。
あら、ケイチさんも言ったんですの？手加減無料って。
You said no mercy. I fed them dog shit.
こう見えても叩くときは徹底的に叩く性分でございますの。
As she said that, she twirled a dubious file in her fingers before putting it away smartly into her pouch. What did you bring in with you?
さとこより理解。お客様が行きますわよ。エスコートお願いしますわ。
Oh, maybe she put in like a laxative or something.
僕に
She carries a vial with her of whatever it is. Maybe they're all gonna run to the bathroom. Come to think of it, I didn't see Rika-chan anywhere. Where could she be lurking? Clatter, clatter. Several men stood up suddenly from their seats, surveying the restaurant for something. That restless fidgeting. And that look of relief when they found the single placard hanging from the ceiling. And on the placard was the word restroom. Yeah, she gave him like shit and juice. Get a mad rush in that direction. When just one or two people. All the people that were branded as the enemy were standing up from their seats while clutching at their stomachs. Me too. It's a number one, but a number two. To cash out meow. What is with all the little cat sounds from the grown man? Where's the toilet? Felt dirty just thinking about what Sadako probably did to their desserts. Problem was how to follow this up. I was intrigued, so I followed the rush of men to the washroom. The narrow hallway connected to the restroom was crammed with about 10 men. What is this? Is Rika in there? Is she like washing her hands or doing something cute? I peered over to see what was happening. Whoa. Soon the toilet was clogged and backflowing, unleashing a loud gurgling sound and a terrible stench. There's no way to use it in this state. Damn, that Sadako. What a frightening display of power. No, this wasn't Sadako's doing. It was divine punishment. Yeah, they were just unlucky. I'll just apologetically ask one of the employees here to clean it up. What do we do, meow? It's a brilliant combination of traps, but it'd be better if there were one more push to the kicker. That's where Rika comes in. Seeing it was Sadako, she wouldn't have overlooked that. Last resort. What are they gonna shit in the urinals? Facing the moral dilemma, the man had only one other option. Oh, the women's restroom. I wouldn't do that. Pretty sure there's no female customers. No. Women's toilets are the best. I hope you crap yourself. What a brazen bunch they are. The men, sweat now pouring from their brows, made a mad rush to the girls' room without any hesitation. Ugh, yuck. There was a girl there. It was Rika-chan. Men stood there frozen in various complicated poses indicating their surprise. Rika-chan also seemed dumbfounded by the sudden turn of events. But the look on her face was strangely perfect. This was all part of the plan as well. You sly dog, Rika-chan. I should never underestimate you. No mercy. She said no mercy. I hate the cat sounds. That's weirding me out. Just by having a girl stand there in the restroom, I never knew it could put up such an overwhelming barrier. There was no way anybody would be brave enough to lift Rika-chan out of the way and try and do their business. This is the most they could do after all. For a man in full club mode, for example, someone like me, they would plow through Rika-chan without a second thought. Now what are you gonna do, you fat asses? Enjoy your shit boners. The price for tormenting Shion still hasn't been paid. What is Rika gonna do? Toilet's outside? Is she gonna push him outside and lock the door? Wait, it'll end up becoming group enema puree? Rika-chan with a pleasant smile on her face guided them with a casual stride in her step. In this race against time, her slow pace was sadistic torture. Obeying Rika-chan's directions, they were able to leave the restaurant. Give him hell.
おうよ任せておけ。
And then we stabbed them. How do you like to be penetrated? Put my arms out and blocked them as they tried to leave the restaurant.
なんでお前でござるか。このでっかわの非常時に。
悪人ども。この扉から一歩外へ出ることがどういうことになるか。
Oh, they're gonna be banned from coming back in.
それはどういう意味にゃ。
ほらチケットに書いてあるよ。途中退店無効って。どこのおトイレに行くのも自由でございますがね。その扉を一歩でも外へ出たなら二度と戻れませんのよ。
Boom.
覚えてろ。
Bye. Bye, gross man. Everybody panicked as Rika-chan began to turn back. He could only figuratively and literally fall in line. The waitresses also lined up to see them off. No, you won't. You can't come back in. Clang, clang. Bell rang playfully as the door shut behind them. Woo! Good teamwork. Reina and Satoko clapped their hands together.
俺一人じゃ歯が立たねえ連中もメンバー総登場ならまさに一網打尽だな。
And all it took was a little bit of laxative or poison. I was loath to admit it, but Sadako was right. Damn it. One day I'll be strong enough to be worthy to stand alongside them. The veteran waitress was also smiling. After the herd was sent packing, it had calmed down completely inside the restaurant. Shion was flustered as she glanced between us in the now empty seats. Yeah, you shouldn't have to clean up cream boners for a waitressing job. Shion's expression was somewhat between happy and guilt-ridden. Her face had turned slightly red as she ran into the kitchen. Given Shion's personality, there's no way she'd thank us directly. Might have been a bit excessive in our means, but I'm really glad we were able to save her. You're welcome. Welcome to get rid of those gross pig men. Clap, clap, clap. The applause quickly spread throughout the entire restaurant. Not only the other waitresses, but also the customers that were generally there to enjoy the desserts. Everyone was lauding our efforts. We had mostly finished eating and were filling out the survey. Rika-chan made her return.
Oh,
I'm sorry. I led them into a ravine to their deaths. They won't be bothering us anymore. How did she get lost just guiding people to a nearby toilet? You're quite the thespian. We were thinking that, actually. We were gonna run you over. How was that a pervert? Usually we're perverted. How was us being a pervert? Good work, team. I could laugh about it then, but a few days later, a newspaper headline read, 10 unidentified men were taken into custody in Hideyama. The men claimed they had traveled from Shishibone City by foot to find a toilet, but the spot they were taken to custody was XX kilometers away from Shishibone. When I read that article, I realized how terrifying Rika... She led them out to, like, another city to find the toilet? She is evil. I love it.
今日は呼んでもらえて嬉しかったのです。あら、文句ありますの？もうちょっとゆっくりしても。
Now she had to go home and train.
タンスのお片付けの途中だったのですよ。あのままではお布団が敷けないのです。ああ、それもそうですわね。
Oops. Looked like I called her at a bad time.
うん。レナが電話した時はお部屋の片付け中だったんだよ。でも駆けつけてくれたんだよね。まあ、非常時だから仕方ありませんわ。
Thank you, Rika.
それに甘いものをいっぱいいっぱい食べさせてもらいましたですから、とても喜んでいますよ。
今日はありがとな。急に呼び出しちゃって。
シオンによろしくとお伝えなのです。では失礼しますわ。レナさんはどうぞごゆっくり。うん、そうするね。じゃあね。
Now we're on a date with Reina. Hey, Reina. How you doing? Rika and Sadako, in a good mood, horsed around with each other as they left. On a date with Reina. Is Shion coming back out of the kitchen to be like, thank you? Like, through a lot of expense so you didn't have to clean up any more whipped cream boners. You're welcome. While Reina and I were having a discussion about the dessert we just ate, Shion arrived with some coffee. There she is.
あら、ちっちゃい二人は帰っちゃいましたか？
Hearing them called the little ones was so strange, I inadvertently burst out laughing.
なんか片付けの途中だったとかで帰っちゃったよ。
Shion had brought enough coffee for 4 people. So I guess you have to sit down and join us.
なんだか私のためにいろいろご迷惑をかけてしまったみたいで。全然迷惑じゃないよ。他ならぬしーちゃんのピンチだしね。あ、いいよね、しーちゃんで。みーちゃんとお揃いで可愛いかなって。
I thought it'd be cute.
まあ、どうぞご自由に。
Shion seemed a bit hesitant when Reina started talking to her. Reina is pretty sharp about some things, so Shion was probably worried that Reina would find out that she was Mion after talking like this. Shion said she'd have to work hard, to have to work soon, and hurried off back to the kitchen, leaving behind coffee just for the two of us.
レナにそっけなかった。慣れ慣れしい子だと思われちゃったかな。
照れてるだけだよ。
でも本当にそっくりだね。双子ってよりももう一人のみーちゃんみたいな感じ。
外見は似てるけど雰囲気っていうか中身は全然違うだろ。そういう双子も面白いと思うけどな。
ケイチ君はそう思う？中身もそっくりだと思うよ。
I don't think so. They seem very different. Somehow became silent. Reina was just staring at the pattern the milk made on the surface of her coffee without saying a word. For somebody like me who could never stop talking, it was a rather uncomfortable moment. Reina's off-put mannerism seemed to imply I said something I shouldn't have. That unpleasantness carried on for a little while.
レナさ、今日言ってたろ。ミオンが傷つけられたなんて話。
Yeah, tell us about that.
そんな話したかな？
I just treated you to a free dessert buffet.
だから
Don't play stupid. Yeah, don't play dumb.
確かに言ったよ。
You definitely said it. You said it. What's going on with Mion? Reina answered by laughing while continuing to play dumb, questioning if she said that. As thick-headed as I was, I had a faint realization. Reina wanted to say that I was the one who hurt Mion. What did I do? But when? Me?
もし仮にそういうことがあったとしても、それは俺には悪意はなかったんだよ。
Is it because I was comparing Mion and Shion? And I was saying that I liked Shion better? I continued the conversation but left out the assumption that I had hurt Mion.
きっとそうだと思う。ケイチ君に悪気はなかったと思うな。
Reina replied, also leaving out the assumption that I had hurt Mion. But that confirmed it. I don't know how it happened, but it seemed that I had hurt Mion. And Reina was upset with me due to the fact that I hadn't realized it.
誤解しないでほしいんだけど、別に ナは怒ってるわけじゃないよ。
Seeing right through what I was thinking, Reina said that as she smiled even more gently than usual.
ただそのなんていうのかな、難しいなって。
俺に落ち度があるならはっきりそうだと言
Oh,
ってくれないか。
maybe because we were talking about the fact that like Shion was very gentle and feminine,
俺
and
は自分でも
Mion was like
鈍感なんだ。
a tomboy.
謝るべきことがあるなら少しでも早くそれに気づいて謝罪したいと思ってる。
別に圭一君に落ち度なんかなかったと思うよ。考えようによってはずるいのはみーちゃんの方なのかもしれないし、ずるいのが女の子だって居直るのもまたずるい気がするし。
Can you just tell me? Reina said was draped in mystery. Unfortunately, I had no idea what she meant. The only thing I got out of it was that I had said or done something to inadvertently hurt Mion.
頼むよレナ。ミオンは俺の最高の仲間の一人だ。遺恨を残してなんか付き合いたくない。だから教えてくれよ。俺は何を傷つけてしまったんだ。
ダメだよ。こういうのは自分で気づかなきゃ。
Give me a hint. Reina was smiling like she always did, but spoke bluntly. The fact that she had the strength of will surprised me for a moment.
それに気づけないからこうして頼んでるんだろ。
My tone had unintentionally become harsh. Reina was also surprised for a moment, but quickly returned to her flat demeanor.
じゃあヒントだけならいいかな。
And give me a hint.
特別なんだよ。
すまん。頼む。ちゃんと考えるから。
Reina looked around the restaurant, searching for Shion. Shion was working enthusiastically, but without confidence as usual.
しーちゃん、髪の毛を上げて結んだらみーちゃんと見分けつかなくなるんだろうね。
うん、そうだな。
じゃあさ、みーちゃんが髪をほどいたらやっぱりしーちゃんと見分けがつかなくなるのかな。
多分な。でもそれとこれと何の関係があるんだよ。
もしもだよ、双子の妹なんて話は嘘で、あれは妹のふりをしてるみーちゃんだったらどう思う？
Reina was sharper than her daily behavior belied. I was hesitant in verbally affirming that, but it was the right answer.
質問に質問で返すようで悪いけどさ、レナの言う通りミオンがシオンのふりをしていたとして、それは何のためだよ。
After maintaining the silence for a while, Reina glanced at the clock.
そこを考えてほしいな。ヒントにしては多すぎかも。はあ、
After thanking me for the dessert, Reina stood up from her seat.
ごめんね。頼まれてるお買い物があるからそろそろ帰るね。しーちゃんには挨拶もせずに先に帰っちゃってごめんって伝えておいてもらえるかな。
ああ、伝えておく。
ごめんね。
え？
レナって怒りんぼなの。怒ってごめんね。ケイチ君だけが悪いわけでもないのに。
Reina was harsh in her apology, but I was one who really should have apologized.
みーちゃんだってもうそんなに気にしてないことだと思うの。だからなかったことにして忘れちゃってもいいと思うんだけど。でもね、同じ女の子としてはケイチ君に自分で気づいて自分で謝りに来てほしいなって夢を見ちゃうの。
So she said that Shion and Mion could like switch places. So maybe we've encountered Mion dressed as Shion at some point, like when she brought us the box lunch maybe, and we didn't acknowledge it or thank her or something. I don't know. So maybe they've switched places is what she's saying. Switching to cute mode only at the end, she disappeared in the direction of the register. That's the only thing I can get. I know Shion is a real person. Hi, spoiler alert, Shion is absolutely real. While I was staring into space, somebody suddenly tapped me on the shoulder.
お待たせしました。やっと終わりました。
It was Shion who had changed into her street clothes. She flashed a smile while greeting me.
今日は本当にありがとな。どれもすごい美味しかった。みんなも喜んでたよ。
いえいえ、そんな。でも喜んでもらえて嬉しかったです。あれ？さっきの女の人も帰っちゃったんですか？
買い物があるって言って帰ったよ。先に帰って申し訳ないって伝えておいてくれって。
そうですか。じゃあ私たちも表に行きません？たとえオフ 僕でもバイト先は緊張しちゃいますから。
Oh, that's right, she wanted to go somewhere to play, is what she said. She said, let's go play somewhere else. We ended up strolling around without any destination in particular. I'd been sitting the entire time, so I was in need of a breath of fresh air. Let's go for a little walk. When we left, the sky had already become draped in a veil of darkness.
なんだか暗くなってきちゃいましたね。もっと早めに終わらせてもらえる約束だったのに。
Shion seemed upset that there wasn't much time left.
でもいいかな。ちょっとでもこうしてのんびりお話できる時間が取れたから。
Saying that, Shion set out for the tree-lined boulevard behind the station. The front of the station was slowly becoming crowded with businessmen heading home.
さて、自己紹介からしようかな。初対面はいきなりお姉と間違えられるという衝撃的な出会いだけで、互いに挨拶もしてないですからね。
I can only smile and laugh wryly.
私、園崎シオンと申します。お姉と似てるのは外見だけなんですよ。お姉は大雑把で暑苦しい人なんだけど、私は几帳面だけど涼しい人なんです。
Yeah, that sounds right. She's a little rough around the edges, that Mion. I remember what Reina and I had been talking about earlier. I said that they looked the same, but their personalities were different, while Reina said they were both the same. I don't know what tipped her off, but Reina figured out that Shion was Mion. Also related to that, she said that I had hurt Mion. Reina had given only one hint. That was, why is Mion pretending to be Shion?
シオンは俺のことミオンからなんて聞いてるんだ？
お姉はケイちゃんのことお気に入りみたいですから、饒舌にいろいろと喋ってくれますよ。部活の話とか、やられたとかやり返したとか、そんな男の子みたいな話ばかりです。
You know, getting pranked, pranking you back, comparing the sizes of your dicks, boy stories, you know. Boyish kind of stories, huh? Come to think of it, I think there was something Shion told me before. Kei-chan, you don't think of my sister as a girl, do you? Was that what happened that hurt Mion? Mion herself said that she wished she'd been born a boy and that being a girl didn't suit her. She said a lot of things to that effect, didn't she?
ケイちゃん、さっきからなんだか楽しくなさそうですけど。
いや、そんなことないよ。
隠し事が下手なくせに嘘つこうとするんですよね。だから憎めないんですけど。
Saying that, she lightly chopped my forehead. Even though Shion was enjoying herself, I was still trying to figure out how I had hurt Mion. I was having a hard time figuring out the riddle that Reina had left me with.
ほら、あれ、綺麗だと思いません？男の子でも綺麗に感じます？
綺麗だな。
What am I looking at? Oh, Shion was having fun window shopping, dragging me by all sorts of stores I would normally never enter. It wasn't like she was begging me to buy or anything, and I wasn't getting bored either. It was just something to talk about as we walked around. In an easygoing way, we browsed through numerous stores. We discussed all sorts of topics I knew nothing about, but I didn't lose interest. I had the feeling she was good at conversation.
ケイちゃんってこういうの初めてですか？
Yeah, I don't often go dress shopping, Shion.
初めてだよ。こんな小物のお店なんかこうして連れてきてもらわなかったら一生入らなかったな。
そういうのじゃなくて、こういう感じの。
What? That back when Shion suddenly linked her arm with mine. Oh, damn.
そんなに驚かなくてもいいじゃないですか。女の子と腕を組むくらい、そんなに恥ずかしいことなんですか？
Shion's expression was a little bit miffed, but suggestive at the same time.
別に恥ずかしくなんかねえよ。腕が欲しけりゃ1本でも2本でもくれてやるよ。
You want some arms, I can spare some.
ケイちゃんって本当に退屈しない人ですね。お姉のお気に入りってのもよくわかります。
Sibling rivalry for my affections.
そんな喜んで拝借いたしますわ。
Laughing in good spirits, she unlocked her arm with mine. My heart skipped a beat.
反応を楽しみたいんで意地悪に質問しますけど、ケイちゃん、女の子と腕組んだことあります？林間学校のキャンプファイヤーでってのはなしでです。
That little devil. She was asking that question knowing full well what the answer would be.
林間学校を封じられると辛いな。
そうだと思いました。
そのいたずらっぽい笑い方、お前本当にシオンなんだろうな。ミオンがシオンだって嘘をついてるんじゃないのか。
お姉がシオンのふりをしてるかもしれないって。
That's what Reina implied.
さっきまでは双子だと思ってたが、悪ふざけの仕方がミオンとそっくりすぎるからな。
口ではそんなこと言ってますけど、ケイちゃんはちゃんと私とお姉を区別してますよ。
区別ってなんだよ。
お姉がこうやって腕を取ってきたら、ケイちゃんドキドキしますか？
する。関節技でもかけられるんじゃないかと思ってビクビクする。
When she would go for an arm lock. Well, Shion's probably not gonna put us in an arm lock, though. Shion laughed so hard she had to hold onto her sides.
おいおい、そんなにおかしいことかよ。肩腹を押さえて涙溜めるくらいに。
いえいえ、その。お姉ってしょうがないなって思ったんです。
She's not hopeless. Hold on one second. She didn't even able to get a young man hot and bothered while she's arm in arm with him. She really is a failure. Oh, a failure as a woman. That's not nice. I remember once again that I'd heard someone say that before.
お姉は男の子に生まれた方が良かったんじゃないかなって思うことありますよ。
Oh, excuse me. Okay. Sometimes I think that my sister would have been better off if she'd been born a boy. If she did, I might have fallen for. Ew. If she did, I might have fallen for her. Yeah, that's your brother. Don't say that. That's not cute.
お姉は女の子がしたいのか男の子がしたいのか中途半端なんですよね。まあ不吉祥な生き方のツケですからね。
I mean, awkward lifestyle.
放っておいてあげてください。
さっきから実の姉に随分な言い方だな。
Yeah, she's a little bit rough. Mion hasn't really said any nasty things about
ミオ
Shion.
ンのどことなく甘えたところ好きじゃないんです。
Some soft parts? The way that Shion talks somehow sounded cold.
シオンってミオンとあんまり仲良くないのか。
まあそこそこは仲良くやってます。でも姉妹として許せないなってところはいろいろありますよ。あれ見てください。可愛いと思いません？
Did you want to expand upon that? What's wrong with Mion? Turn around and look at where Shion was pointing. What was there was the familiar display window of a toy shop. Same shop that was the stage for the incident that occurred during last Sunday's club activities. What Shion was pointing at was a display with a plethora of adorable dolls that looked like the sort of girls would like.
女の子ってどうしてこういうのが好きなのかな。
だって可愛いじゃないですか。ケイちゃんは可愛いって思いませんか？
俺は男だから。
I'm a man. Things aren't cute to me.
まあまあ。ケイちゃんはこの中で一番可愛いのはどれだと思います？
Shion, pulling on my arm, motioned to the row of dolls. They were lined up like they were close sisters, taking a commemorative photo. A few of them seemed strangely familiar.
こっち側に並んでる4つは見覚えがあるな。
やっぱり有名なんですね。ケイちゃんでも知ってるくらいだから。
Shion sounded impressed.
最近イギリスから入ってきたばかりの新作なんですよ。この辺ではまだ売ってますけど、都市部の方じゃ品切れ状態で安さがポイントのはずなのに変に高騰しちゃってるそうですよ。
女の子っていい年になってもこういうのが好きなんだな。
人にもよるでしょうけど、人形とかぬいぐるみとかを嫌いな女の子ってそんなにいないと思いますよ。あの男女のお姉ですら可愛いって言ってましたから。
Yeah, who doesn't like a little plushie? Little plushie baby.
ミオンも可愛いって言うのか。そりゃすごいことだな。
That's right, I just remembered. Store owner gave this one to us after Sunday's event. Except for Mion, who was a relative, everybody had gotten something.
やっぱりあれが一番ですよね。ドレスのふわふわな感じが本当に。
それだ。この店のマスターに俺がもらったやつだ。
らしいですね。
Shion replied softly but clearly.
吉郎おじさんが日曜日のイベントを盛り上げてくれたお礼にって、お姉が連れてきた友達4人に配ったんだそうです。
Is that what hurt Mion's feelings? Is we didn't give her the frilly doll, we gave it to Reina instead?
ドレスの人形は ケイちゃんがもらったんですね。どうでしたか？とっても可愛かったでしょ？
As a man, there's no way I'd think it was cute.
じゃあその人形どうしちゃったんですか？
We gave it to Reina instead of Mion. I
持って
forgot
ても
about
しょうが
that.
ないからあげちゃったよ。
To who? As Shion laughed, I could hear an audible click run through my head like the piece of a jigsaw puzzle snapping into place. We said Mion wouldn't like this, so we gave it to Reina instead. I remember
今日は
that.
みんな本当にありがとう。おかげでイベントは大盛り上がりだったよ。大したものじゃないけど、これ今日のおだちんに。
あ、吉郎おじさん。私にはないの？おだちん。あらあらあら。可愛いのが出てきましたわよ。
When Satoko and Rika-chan opened up the bag, there were cute little stuffed animals inside.
わあ、これ可愛い。お持ち帰りしていいの？本当に？
ってことは俺のも
I completely forgot about this.
の
This was so long ago.
なんだかやたら可愛いのが出てきたぞ。
There's a stuffed toy wearing a beautiful dress. One you'd use to play house. Reina's eyes were glued to my stuffed doll. Satoko was the same, and Rika-chan too? I see. It wasn't just Reina, Satoko, and Rika-chan. There's one other person who seemed jealous.
ケイちゃんには一番似合わないのが出てきちゃったね。
Not wanting for her expression to give it away, she had said that to hide her embarrassment.
なんつうのか、プリティっていうかキュートっていうか、可愛いのは認めるんだが、着せ替え人形はちょっとな。
ケイちゃんが持ってたら確実に明日からあれな趣味の人扱いだね。
Mion's usual teasing way of talking. Looked around to see who I should give the doll to. Mion was right in front of me. Mion was the only one who hadn't received a present, so I thought about giving it to her. But I didn't. Oh, she's so sad.
くれるの？レナに？ありがとう。
Now, I think the last time we had this cutscene in episode 1, we didn't see Mion in the background looking super sad. Turning away from Mion's covetous gaze, I gave the doll to Reina. Mion's smile bore into my back. There's no way I couldn't have noticed. Why did I not give it to Mion? Since Mion was the only one who didn't get anything, wouldn't it have just been standard practice to give it to her? That time I had noticed that something was wrong. That's why I said it.
保身のためだよ。レナにあげないと夜道が怖い。
Oh.
違いない違いない。
ミオンにあげようかと思ったけど、ちょっと違うよな。
Oh, and we said that. I forgot. Something dark flickered briefly in Mion's eyes, but at the time I didn't notice it. I had thought to give it to Mion. Why didn't I?
へへへへ。わかってるじゃない。私さ、どうして男に生まれなかったのかなって思う時あるよ。
Mion herself had said that with a laugh, so I didn't realize that I'd hurt her. Okay, that's not entirely Keiichi's fault, though, because I wouldn't think that Mion would want a doll either.
ミオンってかっこいい系の方が似合うやつだもんな。だからこの店の手伝いはシオンちゃんが来て正解だったと思うぜ。
Huh? Shion asked, probably thinking she misheard me.
その制服、ミオンなんかには絶対に似合わないと思うけど、シオンちゃんにはよく似合ってると思うしさ。
それって
Shion, like Reina often does, spaced out and turned bright red. Mion seemed really happy. Even happy that I complimented Shion. Saying that it didn't suit Mion, but that it suited Shion. Saying that it seemed to suit her made her happy.
ミオンの双子の妹なんだよ。性格は違うけど、外見は瓜二つなんだ。
そうそう。外見は似てるけど中身は大違いなんだよ。私は優しくて思慮深いけど、シオンは冷めてておっかない性格なんだよね。
Oh, okay, she did say something bad about her sister. She said she has a cold and scary personality.
ミオンの女の子らしい部分は、ミオンと違って、実にはにかんだ笑顔の似合う。
See, but we were just teasing, though. I don't think we didn't mean anything like bad by it. Mion made a strange face that was both angry and happy at the same time. Maybe she was happy that I said Shion was cute. Sneaking a look inside the box to say that she just put some of the leftovers inside. Okay, so this is when she brought the bento box to our house. There was an elegant meal stuffed inside.
本当にいいのか？これタバスコとかがいっぱい入ってるとか、そういう冗談じゃないのかよ。
もうお姉じゃないんですから、私そんなことしませんよ。別に嫌なら無理しなくても、帰って自分で食べちゃいますから。
Not my sister. That was how she said it. Shion was insistent that she wasn't Mion. She was saying that she was Shion and that I shouldn't think of her as Mion. When Mion was Shion, it carried a special meaning.
みーちゃんって不思議でしょ？女の子なんだけど、男の子みたいっていうか。
That's what Reina said.
でもね、そんなみーちゃんも本当はすっごく女の子らしいんだよ。
レナ、お前ミオンにいくらもらったんだよ。
違うの。もうちゃんとした話をしてるんだよ。
Reina began to pout. Now probably wasn't the right time to joke around.
みーちゃんは部活の部長さんだからみんなのリーダーとして頑張ってるけど、本当はとっても可愛い女の子なんだよ。それ特に圭一君には忘れてほしくないな。
Never was a riddle to begin with. Reina was saying the answer right from the beginning. So because we've been bad-mouthing Mion,
それで
that was why she was upset.
もう私何が何だかわからん。ケイちゃんに悪気がなかったのは分かってる。分かってるつもり。ケイチ君は人を傷つけるような人じゃないよ。だからみーちゃんが痛みを覚える必要なんか全然ないんだよ。じゃあ何なんだろうね。悔しいのか、それとも悲しいのか。欲しかった、あのお人形。
Oh, she's crying.
レナがもらったのをあげても何にも解決にならないもんね。そうだね。じゃあみーちゃん、ケイチ君におねだりしてごらんよ。正面からぶつかってみた方が結構解決できるかもしれないよ。そんなのできるわけないじゃない。今さら
So this is why Mion's been acting weird, why she's been like switching between masculine and feminine traits, is because we've put her in this space.
もう一回やり直したい。そうしたら今度はもっと素直になりたい。ミオンとしてのケイちゃんとの関係はとても気に入ってるよ。わがままだと知ってるけど、もう一回。きっと気づいてくれるよ、ケイチくん。そうかな。レナも応援するから。みーちゃんの悲しみが軽くなる方法を探してみようよ。私を信じて。みーちゃんを泣かせたりなんか絶対にさせないから。信じる。信じる。きっとケイチくんはみーちゃんのことも分かってくれるよ。それでね、無神経なことを言ってごめんねって言って、あのお店にみーちゃんを連れて行って、あのお人形をプレゼントしてくれるの。
But we didn't mean it though. It's getting blown out of hand.
そうしたらみーちゃんもありがとうって言うんだよ。茶化しちゃダメだよ。素直に言うんだからね。
Like if she'd just been honest with us, like she always puts on this front, like she doesn't like feminine things. It didn't even occur to me when it happened.
って言ったら、ケイちゃん買ってくれます？
Mion said it quietly, doing her best to quell her embarrassment. I would have reflexively begun to lightly tease her to hide my embarrassment. But, like Mion, I quelled that impulse.
いいよ、ミオン。今日までのお礼ってことで、どれでも買ってやるよ。
My voice cracked with the unfamiliar words. In order to not lose to Mion trying her best, I tried my best as well.
だから私、ミオンじゃなくてシオン。
じゃあシオンに買ってやるよ。
Shion looked down, red-faced. She pointed the doll in the dress through the store window.
本当にいいんですか？あのドレスのだけはちょっぴり高いんですよ。
値段の問題じゃないだろう。気持ちの問題だよ。
私、今日はケイちゃんに嫌なお客さんから助けてもらえて、先輩たちもみんな助けてくれなかったのに、ケイちゃんだけは助け、私の肩をグイって引っ張ってくれましたよね。あの時、すごくかっ
So,
こよかったです。
so now I'm lost.
なのに私、恥ずかしくって、ちゃ
So,
んとしたお礼もできな
we're
くて。
assuming this really is Mion. Like Keiichi's thought the entire time. I clamped my hand down on Shion's head and ruffled her hair roughly. Like how I would to Reina and the others. When I did that, Shion, like Reina, would have spaced out and blushed slightly.
そんな難しいのは抜きでいいよ。あの時あげてればよかったんだ。そうすればみんな楽しく笑ってられたんだ。
Shion didn't respond. She had turned bright red like she was trying to hold back both laughter and tears.
今買ってくるよ。そこで待ってるよ。
私も一緒に行きます。
Saying that, she grabbed onto my arm once again. She wasn't trying to be stoic anymore.
お姉がどうしてケイちゃんのことを好きなのか、私よく分かった気がします。ねえ、ケイちゃんのことちょっぴり好きになってもいいですか？
The unfamiliar situation made my head start to spin. What is this music? Whoa, what am I doing? I'd reached my limit. Smiling wryly to hide my embarrassment, I dragged Shion into the store with me.
すみません。表のショーウィンドウにあるドレスの人形が欲しいんですけど。
After a moment, I heard a voice of acknowledgement, and an apron-clad employee soon appeared. It is me. Oh my... See, I told you. I knew they were different people.
それに、なんであんたがここにいるの？バイト中のお姉には関係ありません。
I knew it.
私、ケイちゃんとデート中なんですから。なんだケイちゃん。
And even if you asked why, I'd like to know the answer myself. Mion looked at me with an expression of confusion and surprise. But that was the same with me. If she was there, then who was next to me?
最初からそうだって言ってますよ。園崎シオンです。
Sonozaki Shion, she did say it.
お姉の双子の妹ですよ。ケイちゃんだって私のことをシオンって呼んでたじゃないですか。
Shion, saying that, pouted cutely.
どういうことなの？説明してよ、シオン。別にお姉がご就寝のケイちゃんってどんな人なのかなって思って、デザートフェスタのチケットを都合してあげたんです。そしたらケイちゃん、私が嫌なお客さんに絡まれているところにさっそうと現れて、
We done messed up.
バッタバッタとなぎ
We
倒
gonna
して
die,
私
y'all.
を助けてくれて。
She is mad. Both Mion and I raised our voices pathetically, expressing our confusion to the utmost.
ミオンが電話をくれたろ。昨日さ。
しないよ私。何のことか全然わかんない。私、ケイちゃんのためにお弁当を届けてあげたよね。あれは私だもんね。それともあれ、お姉だったの？園崎ミオンともあろうお方が手作り弁当を作って男の子の家に海外しく届けに行ったと？へえ、お姉って見かけによらず大胆。
So they have been dressing up as each other. I knew it. A loud pop of chill smoke began to rise from Mion's head.
いや知らない知らない。
It was okay. So Mion dressed as Shion to deliver the bento to our house.
ほらねケイちゃん、お姉は知らないって。だから昨日までのは全部私、園崎シオンなの。私のふりをしたお姉かもしれないって思ってたかもしれないけど、
Wow.
これで疑いは晴れたでしょ？
Couldn't tell up from down at the moment. There was a mirror around. I could see with my own eyes go wide from the shock.
さあ、店員さん。表のショーケースの人形、 大好きになった人からの初めてのプレゼントだから、
Oh,
ちゃんとリボン付きで梱包
and now we're
してほし
buying
い
the
です。
doll that Mion wanted. Mion completely flustered with being cornered by a sly-faced Shion. My brain had stopped working.
そんな、ケイちゃん、何がどうなって。
We screwed up bad.
じゃあ行こう。ケイちゃん、もう暗くなってきたから、お家まで送ってあげるね。おねえ、悪いけど沖宮の家に電話して車を回すように言ってもらえる？自転車も積めるようにワゴンか何かで来てほしいって伝えてね。
Contrast to Shion, who had glee written all over her face. Mion was an empty shell and looked like she could burst into tears at any moment. Mion.
ケイちゃん。
That Mion's grumblings were unrelenting. You know how this could have all been resolved? If Reina had just told us the truth from the get-go. Because then we would have known. We would have known going into this. Ugh. Ugh. Oh, we gotta... it hasn't been long enough. Okay. That was a longer chapter, but worth it. Not easy being green. Okay, let's look at our new tips.
だから初めましてじゃないですって。昨日まで毎日お会いしてたじゃないですか。
もういい。お前がそうだって言うならそういうことでいい。
Someone from Shion's house came to get me in a station wagon. I'd initially refused, but Shion insisted. And so both my bicycle and I ended up being stuffed in the car. Said car was currently driving across a single bumpy road leading to Hinumazawa. For goodness sake, Shion was at Mion's level at least, or maybe an even better actor. Either way, no matter what questions I pressed her with, she'd slip them out like an eel.
しかし、そっくりだな。ミオンみたいに髪を後ろで結んだら、やっぱりミオンそっくりになるのか？
さあ、試せばそうなるんじゃないですか。私たち筋金入りの一卵性ですから。昔は服を取り替えっこしただけで誰も見破れなかったの。
I think there's been a couple switches since this chapter started. Because there were a few times I was like, why is Mion being so flirty and so feminine with us? I bet they do switch places. Middle-aged driver wearing a black suit heaved a heavy sigh like he was a butler.
その深いため息は。
失礼しました。昔から変わられないなと思っただけですよ。
You could see many years of hardship on the man's face through the rearview mirror.
それより、ケイちゃんの家ってこっちでいいんですか？葛西はその先本家の道以外はひなみ沢をよく知らないから。任せておくと、矢後地あたりまで走ってっちゃいますよ。
そりゃ困る。すみません。
I feel really bad for Mion. I want to turn the car around and go back and buy her something. We stopped the car at the desired place. The driver, Kasai-san, got my bike out of the trunk for me.
どうもすみません。今日は送ってもらってありがとうございます。
圭一さんでしたか、お名前。
え、あ、はい。
いろいろと災難はあると思いますが、そのうち飽きると思い
She
ま
will
す。
grow tired soon.
どうかそれまで。
Is she just using us like to get back at Mion to get under her skin? He gave me a deep look of sympathy. The guy's definitely been dealing with the Sonozaki sisters ever since they were little kids.
ですが、ミオンさんと同じで、根は優しい方なんですよ。
それはつまり、ミオン並みに迷惑をかけるやつだということですか。
Yeah, she seems like she calculated all of this out. Very sneaky. Man's face froze in a smile. His reply lost. Hey, back me up here.
じゃあね、ケイちゃん。また会いましょうね。お姉にもよろしくお伝えください。私も明日からひなみ沢の学校に通おうかな。
絶対に来るな。シオンが転校してきたら、俺が沖宮の学校に転校する。
それはすごくひどいことですよ、ケイちゃん。
Short beep of the horn. Man gave a little wave to me from the driver's seat. And the car withdrew into the dark night roads, leaving dust in its wake. Man, this entire day made no sense. I ran into Mion while I was with Shion, and the former's expression, like a pigeon shot with a pellet gun, had finally begun to make a strong impression on me. Ugh. Women. See, I knew there were two separate people. Kichi was absolutely convinced, and Reina's clue was no help. So, Mion dressed up as Shion to deliver the bento box for us, and I'm sure that Shion has probably dressed up as Mion a few times in this chapter too. I'm sure of it, because there's a couple times that she was acting like really weird. Anyway, this chapter ran a little bit longer, but I still think it was worth it. It was a good payoff. So this has been episode 5 of our Watanagashi chapter. If you like this series, stick with it. I'll have some more Higurashi up soon, so I appreciate y'all watching, and I will catch you for the next one. Peace!
Everything makes total sense when you're next to me.